What happens to your investments when you get a divorce? Keep watching to find out. Welcome back to the Mullooly Asset Show. I'm your host for today, Casey Mullooly. Happy to be back with you for episode 353. So what happens to your investments when you get a divorce? Sometimes things don't work out and you and your spouse decide to go your separate ways, but you've saved and invested along the way and now things can get kind of messy. So just want to walk through some things to think about here. The first thing is to consider how the assets are held, what type of account they're held in, and how that account is titled. If you own investments, stocks, bonds in a joint brokerage account, you want to pay attention to how that account is titled. If, let's say, Harry and Sally have a joint brokerage account, it's joint with right of survivorship, and they invested in a stock. They bought it for $10,000. Both of their individual cost basis is going to be $5,000, which is going to be important in a little bit. So it's $10,000. They own it jointly. Things didn't work out. They're going to get a divorce. The stock at the time of the divorce is $100,000. So what happens now? Well, it's going to depend on their divorce agreement, but let's say that Sally gets the assets in the brokerage account. She is going to get, her cost basis is going to be both their individual cost basis together or their original $10,000. It's important to note that for joint brokerage accounts for divorce, there's no step up in cost basis. That is for when someone passes away and you inherit the account. So her cost base is going to be $10,000. It's now worth $100,000. So she's going to have taxes whenever she decides to sell that investment. Hopefully they decide to just transfer the assets. They close the joint brokerage account. She opens her own individual account and they transfer the stock right over there to avoid any unnecessary taxes along the way. So that's for brokerage accounts. What about retirement accounts? Not going to get into specifics here, but for workplace retirement accounts like a 401k, 457, 403b, you're going to need a QDRO, QDRO, Qualified Domestic Relations Order. That is going to tell you and give directions on how to split those assets up. Usually the spouse without the retirement plan sets up an IRA and they roll the assets directly to that IRA. Even if you're under 59 and a half, assets distributed via QDRO avoid the 10% early withdrawal penalty. So there's that. Lastly, but not least, just to make things extra complicated, IRAs, QDROs do not apply to IRA accounts. So that again is going to be divvied up based on your individual divorce agreement. So just to recap some things to consider if you're going through a divorce, be careful about how your accounts are titled and how the assets are owned. No step up in cost basis, QDROs for retirement plans, and no QDROs for IRAs. So can be a complicated time getting things sorted through a divorce. There's a lot of moving parts to consider, so please consult with your attorney first and foremost and your advisor or CFP professional, and they'll be able to help you out and get things sorted. So that's the message for this week's episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll be back with you next week.